Bonjour from Paris, France.
Today we are standing in front of King Louis VIII.
We're in the middle of the Place des Vosges, which I think that's how you say it, but it's early morning. People are out for their Sunday morning walks and runs, and we're gonna get this vlog started.
Today we are taking you around some of the spots we're gonna visit in Paris. Also, if you're new to our channel, I'm Candice.
And I'm Leah, and we make travel videos every Sunday. So right now we're in front of the Fontaine Saint-Michel, or the Fountain of Saint Michael. So as you can see behind me, the statue is of Saint Michael casting down Lucifer into hell. The fountain is located within the Latin Quarter, which is also where a lot of students go to school and live. And it's also where a lot of protests are organized in this center.
From Font Saint-Michel, we are going to take you to another one of our favorite spots in the Latin Quarter. So all throughout the side streets of the Latin Quarter, you can find cute little storefronts like this one right behind me. I think that one's my favorite. Alright, so our next stop is right behind me, Shakespeare and Company, which is now a bookstore, but it used to be a gathering place for many famous writers such as James Joyce and Ernest Hemingway. So the bookstore is actually really cute. It gets really cramped in there. There's a lot of cool like little nooks and crannies, so definitely get in there and explore. There's also, when we went, a guy playing the piano on the second floor. There's books up there on the second floor that are very old and they're not for sale, but you can grab one and just sit down up there and read for a little bit, and we definitely recommend doing that. Also, if you're hungry or you want a coffee, there's a cafe right next door as well.
So just across the river from the Shakespeare and Company bookstore is the famous Notre-Dame de Paris. This Gothic style cathedral was actually almost torn down during the early 1800s. The only thing that saved it was Victor Hugo's famous novel The Hunchback of Notre Dame. Due to its popularity, the people of Paris saved the building, and it still stands today.
So it is actually free to go into the Notre Dame, but it is not free to ride up or climb up to the tower. But we're on a budget, so we're not going to do the tower, but we are going to go inside and check it out. So we just left the Notre Dame and it was breathtaking.
There really aren't words to describe what it's like inside. You just have to see it on your own. I mean, the architecture itself is amazing. And then we walked in during Sunday Mass, so the church choir was singing and the organ was playing, and it was so beautiful.
Yeah, we got really lucky with that. So yeah, you can still go in and look around for free even when Mass is going on Sundays, so that's a good thing to know. It definitely gives it a more like magical vibe. Even if you're not religious, we still recommend going because it made you feel so small. Yeah. It was so beautiful. Also, quick fun fact, right next to the Notre Dame, right there, is one of the oldest hospitals that is still in operation, the Hôtel Dieu.
Okay, so we're actually going to continue our trip in the Latin Quarter and head to lunch at one of the recommended restaurants, La Maison de... what?
Verlaine.
La Maison de Verlaine.
We're struggling pronouncing everything here, but
we don't speak any French at all.
We're getting through it. Okay, we'll see you there.
We ordered a cheese plate and a French red wine to start.
For the main course, we ordered the duck, and it comes with a honey sauce.
We are right in front of the Triomphe du Carrousel, which was actually built for Napoleon kind of last minute because the Arc de Triomphe, that is much grander, wasn't finished until 15 years after his death. So they really quickly threw together this little tiny arc for him to celebrate and ride through after his victories.
So we have walked through the Arc de Triomphe du Carrousel, and we are on the other side of it now in this beautiful garden. If you follow this garden down, it will take you to the real Arc de Triomphe, which is much bigger, and you can actually ride the elevator to the top and get a great view of the city. We have just arrived at the Louvre. You can see the distinguished triangles right behind us.
Yeah, so the Louvre actually holds around 8,000 years worth of history and art. There's only 15% of the collection displayed at one time, but there's so much to see, so we're gonna get started on that right now.
Yeah, we initially were gonna go in because we are traveling on a budget, but our good friend Alicia and our tour guide said that if you're into history at all, you have to go in. So they made us think it was worth it, so we're doing it.
Yeah, so we're gonna go.
All right. So another thing that we learned is that these little cement blocks that people are standing on were specifically built so you could take your photo on top of it holding the pyramid. For those of you that didn't know, there's actually another entrance to the Louvre, not the one that's right in front of the pyramid. If you actually walk towards the Arc de Triomphe du Carrousel, there are two stairways that go underground, and they'll bring you here where we're standing right now, and it's kind of a shortcut way to get in. So if you're coming to see the Mona Lisa, it's probably going to look like this. Craziness.
Yeah, it's like the tiniest photo, but if you turn around, there is the largest painting ever. It's pretty cool.
So this is like the largest painting in the whole museum. And then the Mona Lisa, it's like, you can't even see it. It's like way over there.
Behind those swarms of people.
So I don't know if it's actually small or if it's just small by comparison to this giant painting.
Yeah, but we'll try and check it out a little closer. So right now we are in front of a statue from Ain Ghazal, Jordan. This is the oldest artifact in the entire Louvre Museum.
That's on display right now.
Yeah, that's on display, but it's 9,000 years old.
Crazy.
Is it going? Is it going?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, so we just finished up our adventure through the Louvre. We saw so many things.
We were in there for about 3 hours. We decided not to do the audio guide since we only had 3 hours and we didn't have an idea of what we wanted to see. But most of the things I will say are written in French. So if you don't speak French, look for like these cards in the room. They're like this big, and they have like descriptions in all different languages on there. So try and pick one of those up.
Yeah, if you don't find those, the section that has a bunch of Greek sculptures, that's pretty much all in English. So
yeah,
if worst comes to worst, go there.
Alright, so we're going to end our video here at the Louvre. We are going to head over to the Eiffel Tower, and we'll close out our video with some shots of that. We will see you next week. Bye! I love you. The city of love.